What's up, guys? Side Pitch Podcast, episode 32. I'm Ryan, with my buddy Ethan here, and we've got special guest, our first guest on the pod, Lorenzo Herrera. How are you, buddy?
I'm good. I'm good. How are you?
We're good, man. Ethan, you want to talk about how we kind of all know each other?
Lorenzo, we all met kind of on that CCL United trip, man, where you guys were originally supposed to go overseas, but with COVID and everything like that, we all took place at the USA Cup. Shout out the USA Cup. We kind of took it over low key, but I remember watching that '06 group with you there, and just been keeping tabs on you. Yeah, that's how all three of us know each other. And then obviously the big news, which is making Lorenzo kind of popular in the DMV area. He just signed a academy contract with Loudoun United in the USL Championship. So Lorenzo, what kind of, led you to going on that first trip to Minnesota?
So, so it was COVID, right? First, it was like one of the last years we were in the CCL. We were just transitioning to MLS next, and then our coach was like, "You might as well go to the CCL tryouts down in where was it? Richmond. It was all the way in Richmond, right?"
Yeah.
Yeah. So he's like, "So we might as well give it a try." Same with Tamor. Like even Tamor had we didn't want to go, but I'm glad we did because the trip and experience was great, and I had a great time there. Met a lot of new friends, met a lot of people. Actually, we played on the same team with a lot of people I played with at ODP. So it was nice to reconnect with them for like one last time, kind of, because they like down the beach side, they go ECNL, and like up here it's just straight MLS next.
I gotcha. Yeah, a couple kids that I know personally, Carson and Gabe, like those boys are actually playing with the undisclosed club that I run. But no, it that's a good touching point. Obviously, Ryan was doing social media out there, so good to meet you. And then yeah, you were with SYC at the time, but I heard some stuff happened afterwards, and you went to a different club. Kind of talk us through that kind of transition.
So my my time at SYC was great. Like I had a great time there, but I felt like I was getting like underplayed. Like I wasn't playing enough minutes. And so I felt like to me that really like took a shot at my like ability, it affects you mentally, but I decided to leave the club. I joined Arlington for like half a season. It was there was a good group of guys, but it was too good of a group of guys where when new people come, they really just like block you out, you know what I mean? Those guys, Arlington, they've played with each other for like 7 years and like straight with each other, and a lot of the new guys that came, they really like it was kind of like an outcast basically. So I didn't really feel welcome. So and then we played Alexandria in a showcase, and I just came back from national team, and so the coach really liked how I play, and I didn't really talk to him more until like I would say May, because it's crazy because it was high school season as well, and so I was balling out in high school, and then a head coach that coached the high school team also coached at Alexandria, and he's like, "Yeah, you're coming to Alexandria, you're gonna come try out." I'm like, "All right, whatever, I might as well try." And that was the best decision I ever made. Alexandria was the best club I've ever played for, the best atmosphere, the best players, the best people to be around with, the best coach I've ever been coached by, and it was just a great atmosphere to in all.
Cool, man. Cool. I guess before then, like just some curiosity questions. Like we know how good of a goalkeeper you are, but were you ever a field player? Did you always play goalkeeper? Like, are you nice with it on the field? Can you score bangers?
So I've never played I've played on the field like when I was like when younger, like 6'5", 6'7", and then I just started playing goalkeeper, and I started playing goalkeeper the rest of my career. But my senior year in high school, I was getting sick and tired. We were kind of mediocre in high school season, so I did play midfield. It was fun. It was super fun playing midfield, but like I said, we weren't the best. So it didn't really matter, but I had a great time playing the midfield. I got second team all district. It was like crazy. Everybody was like, "No way, you're a goalkeeper. This shouldn't be happening." Blah blah. It was fun. It was fun.
Wait,
Wait,
you got second team as a midfielder?
Yeah,
That's crazy.
yeah.
so that period, has that affected you playing goalkeeper at all, or just like seeing the game differently?
Definitely in club we played at the keeper's feet a lot, so it definitely helped me more understand like I can play the like see me from a midfielder's standpoint. They have a lot more space than I would think because all that like different angles in the game, like when different areas in the pitch, you think like they don't have enough space to turn or anything, but in reality they actually do, and you just gotta trust the midfielder. You gotta trust your own player. You gotta trust your teammate, and so that really helped me like recognize that.
And with that trust as well, has that like translated to you communicating with your defense and things like that as well?
Yeah, definitely for sure. It just helped me a lot. It's helped me in Alexandria, helped me at Virginia Dream as well.
Yeah.
And and yeah, what was kind of like from F what was the biggest jump from Alexandria to playing like MPSL with Virginia Dream?
Definitely the pace of play, and also I remember my first game playing with Dream. They were warming up, and they were whacking that ball to the goal, whacking it like I've never seen before, whacking it. And I'm like, okay, this is the level I want to be at. I've always wanted to be at. And luckily, I kept a clean sheet my first game, and I had a couple great saves, and it was a great debut for me for Dream.
Yeah, and I guess to kind of transition into, obviously where you are now, I saw you were in the match day roster against Loudoun United for the Open Cup game. Talk to us about how that was warming up at Segra. I know you probably played there with Alexandria, but just a different atmosphere, a different kind of game. But yeah, talk us through that one.
Yeah, so after we beat Richmond Kickers, we were on a high, great high. It
Yeah.
was a cup set. It was an amazing high. But unfortunately, we caught Loudoun United on their high as well. This is their best season so far. They were like 5 games undefeated when we matched up against them, and so I like experiencing a game day atmosphere in a professional level is crazy because there's a lot of like I know it's a lot of United. They're in USL, but there's a lot of super fans. It's crazy to see how many super fans there are. All their merch decked out in merch. They had flags and everything, blowing horns, and it's crazy. Just like they're heckling at us, talking trash at us. It was a great experience to be on the bench and like to get the opportunity to play with them.
And when did like Loudon kind of reach out? Like, what was that process like in signing? Like, did they scout you and reach out to you, or was there a coach kind of vouching for you? Like, how did that kind of process work?
So they've been they've been seeing me through. After that Open Cup game, they were wondering who was this young goalkeeper on this Dreams roster. And ever since then, they've been keeping an eye on me at club, at Dream. And so, excuse me. And so one day they asked Alexandria, we need a goalkeeper. Who do you guys recommend? And they all agreed on recommending me. And so I'm grateful that the Alexandria coaches were recommended me to give me this opportunity. And also, they've been watching me. We played a game against Virginia Revolution in UPSL, and their president of Virginia Revolution, the same president as Loudoun United. And I played a pretty decent game. And in the following week, we played Rostozzi in MPSL, and I got man of the match of that game. I played really well, got a clean sheet, and that's what solidified them wanting to give me a trial and give me a week. And then the president called me and said, "Yeah, we're going to sign you for an academy contract," and I was just really grateful.
And what was those like that trial like? Like, was it just like a kind of a shock to you? Like, were you like this? I guess you were like entrenched into the first team at this point, right?
So the trial was definitely a shock because my whole life I've been known as undersized for my position, so I never really thought I'd get this opportunity ever. I never really thought I'd get like a shot to prove myself or whatever. But I did my best, and the president called me in the middle of the week. He said, "Yeah, we're gonna solidify this. We're gonna give you a contract and a sign in the morning." And I'll be honest, I was just straight shock. I just never believed this would ever happen to me.
Yeah, that's awesome.
Um,
And like, was there like a like? Did you just like see the jump up in quality like straight away?
Oh, definitely, definitely. There, there's definitely higher expectations, obviously, because they're paid to be there, so they have
Yeah.
to try every day. There's no slacking off. They're paid to be there, and so everybody's on focus mode during the trainings. Yeah, they have fun sometimes. Of course, it's training at environment, but it's definitely everything's serious. If you mess up, come on, you gotta do better, blah blah blah. And then there's never room for mistakes, but there's always going to be mistakes.
Yeah.
Do you what's your day to day like at Loudon? Like, do you lift in the morning? Do you train in the morning? Kind of walk us through that.
So these past 2 weeks, they've had games. They've had a couple games in midweek, so it's been kind of wonky. But my first week, my first actual week there, they had a game in the weekend, so it's a full week. It was Monday through Thursday. They train from well, first off, they start with a team meeting at 8:45, and then after the team meeting, they start training at 10. Goalkeepers go out at 9:30, do their thing for like 30 minutes, and then team training starts. And they train about to around 11:30, 11:45. And then some players like to stay and just finish, work on their finishing. So I stay with them. Some players like to stay and just work on their passing, whatever. The others they like to do recovery on the sideline with the athletic trainer. But no, we don't lift in the mornings. They don't lift because they're in mid season. Only like a couple players that don't get enough minutes, they lift because they're not playing full games and everything. Yeah, but they train until 12, and then 12 they have lunch at 12, and that's pretty much the day done.
Are you like the after practice target goalkeeper? Like just be
Uh,
the leading guy on the team?
Definitely the other two keepers, the starting keeper and the second keeper, they just go and they clean up some of the equipment, and then they go do their business. I just say I'll stay back. I'll do the shot practice.
Yeah.
Because like you guys got a game. I'll do it for you guys. I need the reps as well, so I can
Yeah.
get used to the speed of play.
Yeah, and is there any guys in particular that are like that you're like just straight away were like, wow, like he's
The
really good.
the definitely the striker Zach Ryan.
Yeah.
He had some stints at New York Red Bulls and has been at the team for like a couple years. He can he knows how to score. He knows how to finish the ball. He can shoot. He whacks the ball and knows how to place that ball. I
Yeah.
was just so shocked how well and pinpoint his accuracy is.
And
What's the
like
oh, you go ahead, Ryan.
yeah, go ahead, E.
Now, what's the GKU like at Loudon? Are you guys tight? Like, how's the
We're
coaching
definitely
staff
we're
there?
definitely the goalkeeper coach is definitely he's a wholesome dude. He's a welcoming guy. The starting keeper is definitely Hugo. He's a great dude as well. He just had a kid, and like they all joke around, of course. The keepers joke around with each other. And Ryan Jack, the second goalkeeper, he's 22 years old, I believe. He just graduated from University of Kentucky. He played there. He's a
Nice.
great dude because he's a young guy. We talk quite a bit. But it's definitely a great relationship between everyone there.
And with this like academy contract, you still have the ability to like go to college, right? So like is are you looking at that at colleges or anything, or is this or you're kind of
So
like I'm in, let's go for it.
so originally, I was committed to play football in college.
Okay.
I was kicking in college. I was supposed to kick in college, and then this happened. And so I talked to both my head coach and my kicking coach. They both 100% supported me, thankfully. And they said if I ever need a spot back at the college, they said they're 100% open arms. So they're very thankful. They're like that. And so
Yeah.
my plan was to wait it out, see what happens. So I decommitted. I'm just gonna go Nova in the spring, hopefully, and see if any schools reach out because this is a great opportunity. They did Loudon did also say they will help me get some schools look at me and definitely get a good look on me, which I'm very grateful for. But also they said I have a chance to stay and because they want to develop me as well because contracts are ending. They wanted me to stay, wanted to develop me. I said as long as everything works out, I'm totally fine. Just as long as I'm doing school, Nova's fine. College is the most important thing. So if I'm doing Nova, then that's completely important. That's fine, and I can stay with Loudon. That'll be great.
Yeah. So when did you start kicking? Like football?
I've been kicking since freshman year in high school, but I never really. I was always good at it because the soccer. I was a
Yeah.
goalkeeper, so I know how to kick far. But I never really took it seriously until my senior year because we were a mediocre mid high school football team, And then my senior year, we got a new head coach. He was a back-to-back state champ, and so we became a really good program. We were like 11-1. We lost one game to a very great team up in Maryland, and that coach brought a lot of college scouts to our games, like VTech, Clemson, because we had a VTech commit come, the Clemson commit come, the Akron commit come, and so he really brought all the college coaches to come watch. And then one day I was kicking in the game, I was warming up, and this coach came up to me. He said, "Yeah, we're very interested in you. Like, I've never seen like a kicker like you. You're very natural. You don't work on many things, but he said he can make me better and hopefully transfer me to Division 1 school because they're a Division 2 school that's recruiting
Okay.
me. So that's when I
And
started taking it seriously.
in that school didn't have any interest you playing soccer as well, like doing
They
both
actually
things.
they don't have a soccer program
Oh,
there.
okay,
They don't have a
gotcha,
soccer program. Yeah.
gotcha. So there any soccer programs looking at you before this?
Shenandoah was high on me. They really wanted me. But we had a little bit of a financial issue because they're a private school
Yeah,
and also they're Division 3, so they can't give out scholarships.
yeah,
And so, but I said that I would be 100% like because soccer is soccer. I've always wanted to play soccer in college.
yeah.
But I told him I'd be 100% in if he'd let me play football and soccer there because they have a football program and they have a soccer program.
Okay.
So I thought they'd let me because they're a Division 3 school, but he said no because it would be the schedules would be too off. So I just took the Division 2 offer better because they were giving me some money for football.
Yeah, and I mean, it's looking like soccer right now is the way to go. I
Yeah,
mean,
yeah,
and
definitely.
I'm
Hopefully,
sure like this will give you, some clout for, Division 1 guys to come look at you
yeah,
as well. So,
yeah. Hopefully, they said they would help me do that. So hopefully, it all works out. Hopefully, they don't see me as an undersized goalkeeper and just see me for the skill I have actually.
yeah, and I mean, I mean, Nick Raimondo was a undersized goalkeeper, and he's
Mhm.
a MLS U.S. Soccer Hall of Famer.
Yeah,
So,
yeah.
um, and national team. Let's talk about that. Like, how many trips, like how many camps have you been in? Like, talk about that kind of experience.
I've only been to one camp, and that was when I was 17 years old. It's only been to one camp. Never called me back. So hopefully, I really they're the where I'm from, El Salvador. Their system is kind of broken. They really choose kids from their country only, kind of a little bit, and they're not the best at soccer or whatever. So I don't know. It's just a little broken over there. So
And it
unfortunate.
and it seems like they've been using that DMV area to recruit. Seems like a little
Yeah,
more. So
there's a lot of El Salvadorians in this DMV area, and also kind of California. So most of the
yeah,
kids come from California or this area. Yeah.
gotcha. And in your head coach Ryan Martin, like, what's he like dealing with him every day and
He's a great dude. He's a great dude. He's always how do I say this? He's never like in a mood or anything. He's always happy, always bringing up the team morale. They've lost 2 games in a row, but he says, "Who gives a shit?" Sorry for cussing, dude. You good
yeah,
there?
no, you can cuss
All right.
talk.
Nah,
He
you're good.
said he said, "Who gives a shit?" We focus on the next one, but he's always thinking about the future, never thinking about the past. He's always leaves the past behind. He's always helping out the players whenever they need help. He's just a very open-minded and very loud voice in the team, which I'm thankful for because I like a coach like that.
And like what's his like tactics like? Like, is it like from UPSL to Loudon? Like, is it completely different, complicated? Like, are you kind of just trying to learn on the fly of what's kind of going on?
To be honest, I'm still learning. I can't tell you that. I'm
Yeah,
still learning.
yeah.
I can't really tell you that. I'm still trying to learn like what's happening and stuff. But my bad. I'm still learning.
No, no. I mean, you just got signed 2 weeks
Yeah,
ago.
yeah, yeah.
You know what I mean? I'm sure there's valid reason, but
Yeah.
are you in on all the tactical meetings and stuff like that? Like,
The
what are
whole
those kind
team
of like?
the whole team goes to the when I said there was a team meeting at 8:45, the whole team's there learning on the board the team they play that week. They watch film on them and they break down little things like this. Oh, they're late on set pieces. This player likes to cheat when he goes. So when he cheats, play a long ball, those type of things. Or you just focus on the set pieces or where you have to mark or what zone you're in, stuff like that. So the whole
Yeah.
team understands.
And
Um,
yeah, go ahead, E.
no, I was just gonna get into some fun questions. Like, man, who do you look up to like when you were growing up, like goalkeeper wise?
So I was growing up, I looked up to Keylor Navas.
Oh,
He
okay.
was an
Yeah.
undersized goalkeeper as well. He was like 6 foot, playing at Real Madrid, won a three-peat with them. And I was always wondering like how how fortunate did he get seeing his size and like getting to one of the biggest clubs in the world. But not the best club in the world, obviously, but one of the
Uh,
biggest clubs in the world.
uh-oh. Yeah, Keylor Navas is probably the best goalkeeper to ever come out of CONCACAF.
Yeah,
So I
definitely.
mean, yeah, that's somebody great to look up to, and then
Yeah.
obviously for yourself. But yeah, man. Ryan, do you have any other questions?
I don't think so. I feel like we've kind of touched everything. Let's talk about your YouTube, right?
Yeah,
Yeah,
YouTube.
football
Let's talk
familia.
about the
Yep.
YouTube. Let's talk about the YouTube because you just hit 50,000
Yeah.
subscribers. Like, plug that. Like, let us know
Yeah.
what that's all about, dude.
So we started off the summer of 2023 after we had a great season in high school. My brother was thinking, "Hey, our lives are very interesting. We're always traveling for soccer. We're always in competitions for soccer. Why not document everything we do? Why not?" And so we started off using me as clickbait, of course, because clickbait gives you clicks.
Yeah.
And then we started progressing, doing videos with our friends, started doing challenges, and then came my Alexandria season, and that's when we kind of like started to increase because MLS Next is a big name, and so we were a pretty decent team my 06-05 season, and we started beating teams. My brother just recorded games, got goalkeeper cam, seeing how good we were. He really got us out there, and then later in the season, high school came again. That's what really increased it more because high school is more of a high school soccer is more of a neutral video. Everybody understands high school soccer. Everybody knows what high school soccer is. Not everybody knows what MLS Next is or not interested, but everyone's interested in high school soccer because anybody in any level can play high school. And so, and that's when I'm pretty sure that's when Copa Talento, the showcase, came and like, hey, we're interested in your videos. You should come record for us. You should come be a content creator. And it's just we're just very fortunate we've had these opportunities and we have these connections that helped us increase and grow the channel. And just recently, my brother went to TST and he met all these ex pros, got on field access, and it was a great experience for him because he met all these athletes, got videos on them, and the videos have been doing well, been increasing our subscribers. I grew our subscriber rate fast, and then what really blew us up was when my 06-07 season we beat Philadelphia Union, and that's I think that's our second most viewed video, has like 130K views, and that's what really put us on the map because who's this regular club team beating this one of the best academies in the team in
Yeah,
the
like
country.
was there any pros on that team? Like,
Um, I don't think so. I don't think
okay,
so. Just
not
the
yet
best
at
player.
least.
Not yet. Yeah, the
Yeah.
best player that was there that played against us was Diego Rocio. He just
Okay.
recently went to RSL Academy. Just yeah, that was the best player thing that they had at that time.
It and that's great. Like, MLS Next, you went like this when you played Philly. Was this like a MLS Next game, or were you at like an MLS Next Fest
It was a league game. It was
league game?
it was a
Gotcha,
conference game, and so
gotcha.
it was big because it really helped us in the standings. It
Yeah,
helped us like our standings because they were beating all the teams, but unfortunately we beat them, and so that kept us in place of we were third place, and that helped us in our seating in the flex playoffs, which we almost went through to the cup, but unfortunately we took a loss because our first game we lost in the playoffs. So our second game we had to win, and we played LA Galaxy, and they were the best team in the country at the moment. In the first half, we were up 2-0, so we were on a high. We were up 2-0 against LA Galaxy, but then the 5 days a week training, you could see came out of them, and they absolutely trampled us, and they beat us 3-2, and they came back and won the
Yeah.
game. So our playoffs were over, and my brother clickbaiting that we almost beat him 2-0 really got more views coming on because they were as LA Galaxy and views came like, who's this team? Who's this kid? Who's my brother? And that I'm very fortunate that I had a good team that could help us grow on the channel.
Ryan, Lorenzo's brother and I did our D course together. I think either 2 years ago or a year ago, and I think I saw it on either your Instagram, Lorenzo, or I saw it somewhere on
Yeah.
YouTube. But I was like, man, I recognize this guy from somewhere.
Yeah.
I never spoke to him about it, but shout out him, shout out you guys. What do you guys see like? Obviously, right now you're in a kind of interesting and awesome part of your life. Like, do you want to keep doing YouTube? Like, what's your end goal with that?
Definitely want to keep doing YouTube. My brother watches a lot of the Sidemen, and we he looks up to them because they've grown a lot and did a lot of soccer content when they started. So he really like wants to get into that type of level where like he can just start playing in charity matches, like have those type of opportunities and stuff.
Yeah.
He wants like a charity match to come to the United States, and hopefully like he gets picked to play in a charity match because he's a pretty decent amount of
Yeah,
subscribers in the
it
in the
is kind
US.
of crazy. There's no real charity matches here in
Yeah,
the States. Like, and if they are, they're not televised. Like a
yeah,
Sidemen charity,
yeah,
like
definitely.
that was on Sky Sports. Like, there's
Yeah,
not a charity match on ESPN. There's not
yeah,
even a celebrity all-star game for MLS. So,
yeah, never.
um,
Yeah, but fortunately at TST, my brother met a dude that knew the mini mentor personally and is affiliated with the Ballers League they have in the UK.
yeah,
And so he really liked our merch and did a jersey swap with my brother. So we have one of his jerseys from TST. And he's like, hey, anytime you're in London, hit me up. I'll show you around. I'll get you free tickets to the Ballers League and probably meet some celebrities. My brother's like, no way. Like he never thought that would happen. Like the people he looks up to, he probably has a chance to meet them. You know, it's just crazy how connections can work.
yeah. That's awesome, man.
Yeah.
That's awesome. It seems like y'all are on the way up. I mean, whether
Hopefully,
it's
hopefully.
soccer, whether it's coaching or YouTube, it seems like
Yeah.
y'all are in a good spot.
What are some upcoming videos you guys got? Like, give us a little sneak peek.
Uh, my brother is. I think he's doing a high school video right now.
Okay.
The state finals or the state semifinals. I think it's one of those. And then he had a kid that he knew go to the ECNL playoffs, and he's been documenting a couple stuff over there. He wants to make a little short video of ECNL playoffs because a lot of people say, "Oh, you don't give ECNL love," anything like that. So he took this opportunity to take that because he played for VDA. The kid plays for VDA. They're one of the best teams in the country. And also we have can't speak too much about it because he hasn't announced yet, but he wants to start up a new tournament. My brother wants to start up a new
Oh,
tournament.
okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Is he going?
I can't say what it is.
Yeah, yeah,
Just
yeah.
a new tournament.
Is he going to Copa Talento this weekend?
Yeah, I'm playing in it as well.
Oh,
I'm
okay.
playing it as
Okay.
well. Yeah, I'm playing
That's nice.
U21s.
I gotcha.
Yeah.
Yeah, man, man, I had another question about the YouTube stuff, but I think I remember seeing one of his videos where VDA kind of smacked this one MLS Next team. I think it might have
Oh
been
yeah. It
FYC.
was it was SYC. It was SYC.
So talk to me kind of like one, obviously that video like is definitely clickbait, but it's the truth. Like getting whooped
Yeah.
bad in a
My yeah, he got a lot of hate for that video because we used to play for SYC
man.
and some of the coaches like, hey, I know they lost 11-0. Can you just like put some of the goals but not the actual score? He's like, no, this is my YouTube channel. Like, I'll do whatever I want.
Yeah, man.
That's
Take it to the
crazy because
press.
they
Take it
do
to the
get
press.
smacked. No, not
Yeah,
no shade, no shade, no shade. I mean, there's a lot of teams that get smacked in that league, but
yeah.
but
But this was a showcase, and they lost 11-0 to a ECNL team, which is crazy.
yeah,
I think that's his most viewed video. I think
Really?
that's what I think that's his most viewed video, which is funny. And it just started like a little bit of beef because the coaches that texted him were used to be my coach and his coach back in the day. And so it started a little bit of beef because our last game of the season, Alexandria, we played SYC and we lost 3-1. But we didn't really have all our players and we didn't really care anymore because our season was over. We were done. Like we didn't care. And they posted on social media 3-1. They tagged my brother twice in a story
Jeez.
for some reason. And my brother was just laughing about it, everything. And then recently, SYC, I think it's 2012 boys, they won the MLS Next Cup.
Yeah, yeah,
And their head coach DM my brother and said, why don't you give us any love? Why don't you document this? This is terrible, blah blah blah." And my brother was like, "You clearly don't watch my videos. I don't know anybody on the team. I don't know you guys. Why would I support you guys? Blah blah blah." And it's just crazy how the hate can come, but it's okay. It happens. The hate's gonna come.
yeah. I mean, that comes with a platform like that.
Yeah.
But like, I mean, talking about that game alone, and I guess you're like 6 months stint. Do you still see ECNO like competing? Like, obviously that VDA team is very, very, very strong. But I think I remember VDA at some point losing to like a USYS National League team, like
There's
NVU.
there will always be teams that can beat other teams in leagues. There's no
Yeah,
MLS Next is not superior from everybody. There's always going to be an MLS Next team that can lose to ECNL team, of course.
right.
So people just need to understand that MLS Next is just a brand. You know, anybody can join MLS Next. You just have to have the facilities for it, of course. In the United States, it's pay to play. So you just gotta have the financial stuff for it, or they just don't, or ECNL teams just don't want to play MLS Next. They like the ECNL format better. It's
Yeah.
just a little bit political and a little bit financial, you know.
Yeah, especially with ECNL having boys and girls, and I know GA and MLS Next kind of did that partnership, but I
Yeah,
mean, it still isn't anything under one brand. But yeah, man, I mean, I remember seeing some scores on the MLS Next website where teams are losing like 17-0. Like,
yeah.
no matter the brand or
Yeah.
the league, yeah, it's gonna happen. But
There's always going to be some age groups that are horrible, but that same club has one age group that is phenomenal. I'm
yeah,
sorry, Alexandria, just like us, we were the only team that made the playoffs.
yeah,
We were the only team that were successful. We were carrying the club. Sorry, we were carrying the club basically. So there's always going to be clubs just like that.
yeah. Did you see like a difference in your time at Arlington and the teams you played versus the teams you played in the Eastern Conference of MLS Next?
The scheduling in ECNL is super weird. So
Oh,
the Maryland teams they play high school in the fall, so
oh yeah.
they have much less
Yeah.
game. They actually ECNL respects high school, so they have much less games in the fall. So ECNL you just played Virginia teams or North Carolina teams. But once it gets to the spring, your season's over by the end of February, beginning of March. Your
Right.
season's done. You're over. You're just playing straight high school games now, and then you're just training for if you guys made the playoffs. So it's super weird to like experience that. Like my season's really over in the beginning of March. I have 3 months left. What am I gonna do? Just high school? But MLS is this. They take like a month and a half break for December into January, and then they right back into it early February, end of June,
I
because you do
gotcha.
play every team twice.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Do you what advice do you have to like a young baller who might be getting attracted by the ECNL, the MLS Next? Do they chase that to try to get better offers in college, or do you try to kind of find a coach or a mentor to develop you?
Colleges nowadays only look at ECNL. If you want to go to a good program, they only look at ECNL MLS Next. That's the ugly truth. That's the hard truth. Just always take an opportunity. We have kids at Alexandria that live in Baltimore, Maryland, but drive an hour and a half for practice just to practice. So if you really have a drive to play in the next level, you have to make those sacrifices. You have to just try everywhere you go. If you don't make this team, oh, who cares? Maybe that team will take me. Maybe that ECNL team will take me. There's new MLS clubs, Virginia NVU or NVA is joining MLS Next Tier Two. Now
Yeah,
there's a Tier Two in MLS Next. There's so much opportunity now in the DMV area. So just take your chances, take opportunities, go to many tryouts. I wouldn't say go to college ID camps, maybe go to one or two. Some of them it's like super expensive, but just email a lot of coaches, annoy them. You only get their attention if you annoy them. That's the only reason you're gonna get scouted. if you annoy them, they'll look at you. They'll be like, okay, fine, let me see this kid. Oh, he's really good. I should really pay attention now. Just take your opportunities.
I gotcha. Do you
All right.
I got one last one. Do
You
you
got one last one?
yeah, one last one.
I
What,
got you, bro.
is Lorenzo gonna coach in the future once he's done, man?
Coach,
Once he
I
laces
have
up the boots.
I have I have gotten people like when I trained at Dream and when Bill Hamid was there, he did say, "Hey, you'd be a great goalkeeper coach when you'll be older." I'm like, "Oh, really? I never really thought about that."
Heck
So
yeah.
hey, maybe one day I'll be just a goalkeeper coach, just warming them up in a professional game. So
Do you
hopefully,
yeah, do you and Bill just text like casually, like, yeah, what's up, man? Like,
absolutely not. Absolutely not. That guy, that dude's in his own world. He's down in Miami. He's in his own world. He's doing great down in Miami, but yeah, that dude's in his own world.
Yeah.
yeah.
And one last question. Is Bill Hamid the DMV GOAT? Or is it somebody else you have in mind?
What do you mean by DMV? Like born and
Like
bred?
best DMV product. Yeah, born and bred.
I think he's the most successful
Yeah.
from what I know.
I mean, Andy
I think
Nahar.
oh yeah, Andy Nahar. That's a tough one. That's a tough one. We did I don't know. That is hard. Andy Nahar played in Europe.
Yeah, he played. I think he played Champions League, right?
I say if you play the Champions League, I think Andy Nahar beats him because if you played in Europe, yeah, you made it. You played
Yeah.
in Europe for a little bit, Champions League, yeah, you made it. But got some
Hey, so
Champions League
you
ball.
you think Landon Donovan's better than Dempsey then? Is that what I'm getting? Because
That's a hard one as well. I think I where let did Landon Donovan play in Europe?
He
yeah, he
played
played
he
for
played for like 3 weeks, yeah.
I
He
would
went
I
on loan for
nah,
like half a year.
I think Clinton Dempsey's better than him because he got a lot in the Premier League, didn't he? He played a lot
yeah,
in the Premier League. So I think he's been more like I wouldn't say he's more impactful to the United States. I think he's just at the level he's played at, he just has more time in Europe, you know what I mean?
he's got that dog.
Yeah. So oldest town Nacogdoches.
Yeah.
We gotta get you and your brother on the CBS Sports Golasso, man. That's
Oh my
gold,
God.
man. Big
That'd be
Meeks, Big Meeks.
oh my God. Yeah, if you like for if you guys want to interview if you guys want to ask my brother for an interview, you guys go ahead. He's open to anything. Go ahead. He's
Yeah,
a
Yeah, man.
nice guy.
Yeah, man, we appreciate your time. We're gonna kind of sign out here.
That's good. Thank you. Thank you for inviting
Lorenzo
me.
Herrera, the newest Loudoun United player.
Thank you for inviting me, guys.
thanks,
All right.
Lorenzo.